Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for such good reviews on my previous videos. Keep supporting my channel. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. So this is an educational channel. Here the videos will be on the college topics. Keep supporting my channel. So today's topic is on ER diagrams for company database. So let us get into the topic. So introduction to ER diagram for company database. An ER diagram or an entity relationship diagram is a visual representation of the entities, relationships and attributes in the database. It helps to design and understand the structure of database system. ER diagrams use various symbols to represent entities, relationships and attributes. The main point in the ER diagram is the entities, relationships and the attributes. In the diagram also we can observe the entities, the relationships and the attributes. In further slides we'll discuss what are the elements, that is entities, relationship and attributes. So entities in the company database. In a company database, entities can include employee, department, project and customers. Each entity is represented by rectangle and ER diagram, and entities have attributes that are describe their properties. So in this diagram the entity is represented as the project and department, where it is represented in a rectangle shape. Each of these entities have their attributes, which is represented in the oval shapes. Those are called attributes, which we'll be studying in the further slides. So the rectangle one is the entities. Relationships in the company database. Relationships field define how entities are connected or interact with others in the database. Common relationships in the company database includes works for, managers and participates in. So relationships are represented by diamond shapes in ER diagram. So in this ER diagram, the in this ER diagram, the diamond shape represents the relationships, and the relationships in this diagram is makes, buys, employs. All these are relationships that defines the connection between each database. In this diagram, the makes, buys and employs are the relationships. So let us go into the next slide. Next one is the attributes in the company database. Attributes are the properties or the characteristics of entities in the database. So further, in previous slides, we studied what are the entities. So these attributes are the properties of those entities in the database. They are example for attributes of an employee entity can include name, employee ID, salary. There are many examples of employee entity, that is company database. In that entity attributes, the examples may be salary, the employee name, employee ID, the birth date, the status, the address, whatever it is. Attributes are depicted inside ovals connected to the representative entities in ER diagrams. So as you know, we usually studies the rectangle represents the entities, the diamond shape represents the relationships, whereas the oval shape represents the attributes. So here few attributes are status, birthdays, SSN, salary, address, first name, middle name, initial name, here start date, location, name. All these are entities attributes, respective to the entities. So employee entities are birth date, SSN, salary, sex, status, address, first name, name, etc. Whereas the employee entity here is the start date, the project attribute is the name, budget, location. So these are the examples of attributes. Now the primary keys in the company database. Primary keys uniquely identify each record in a database table. In ER diagram, primary keys are underlined. So for example, in employee entity, the email ID can be primary key. So here the D name, the D number, the P name, the P number, all these are underlined. So these are primary keys. These unique identify each record in database table. These are primary keys, a unique identification in the database table. So these in this diagram only we can see few, the D name, the D number, then the DP, then what is the SSN. All these are primary keys. So let us go into the next slide. Now, foreign keys in the company database. So, foreign keys establish relationships between tables in the database. Foreign keys and one table in a primary key is in another table. So, foreign keys establish the relationship between tables in a database. So, it establishes the relationship between two different tables or many tables. So, foreign key in one table is the primary key in another table. In an ER diagram, foreign key are depicted with the dashed lines connecting entities. So, these dashed lines, as you can see, all these dashed lines are all are foreign keys. So in this table all these are foreign keys. So this foreign keys connects the table, that is this key connects the table T1 with T2. So therefore they are called as foreign keys. Now let us go into the next slide. Okay. Next one is cardinality in a company database. Cardinality defines the relationship between the entities in the terms of how many instances of one entity are related to instances of another entity. So common cardinality notation includes 1:1:1 or 1:m or m:n. So mandatory one to many, one to one, or many to many. All these are types of cardinality constants. The next one is constraints in a company database. Constraints ensure data integrity and accuracy in database. Examples of constraints include unique constraints, not null constraints, and check constraints. Constraints can be represented in a diagram to enforce data rules. We can also see some of the constraints in this ER diagram also. The next one is designing an ER diagram for a company base. So how will we design an ER diagram for a company database? To create an ER diagram for a company database, start by identify the entities, relations, and attributes. So first of all, we have to identify the entities and the relationships and the attributes in the present in the company. Then determine the cardinality and the constraints between the entities. Use a standardized notation and tool to draw the ER diagram accurately. In the previous slides, we learned that what are the standardized notations for entity attributes and relations, and cardinality and constraints. So use those properties or tools to draw the or represent the ER diagram after identify the entity, relations, and attributes. Now conclusion. So today what you have learned is how to draw a ER diagram, what are the essential elements of an ER diagram, what are the standardized notations of an ER diagram, and the essential tools for designing and understanding the structure of a company database. They provide a visual representation of entities, relationships, and attributes in a data system. Properly designed ER diagram helps in database development, maintenance, and troubleshooting. These are the references by which the photos, pictures, and the information is collected. Thank you for watching the video.